Hi, and welcome back to another video. So I've been having internet issues up at my dad's house and was trying to figure out why we're getting so poor coverage, and then it ended up being a router issue. So recently went with the Orbi system from Netgear, and we actually just got some of the outdoor satellites too, so we can get internet from the main house over to my dad's kind of workshop area. So main house is located over here. We got all of the Orbi boxes, got 2 outdoor modules, and the AC3000 kit for inside, and I do have one more satellite coming for inside the workshop. We're going from this building here with an outdoor all the way down there. We are going to have a second outdoor module up on the side of the house, the sugar house, which is my dad makes maple syrup in there. So I test fitted at AES today just by putting one of the modules inside right through that door on the right hand side, so the signal was going through the glass, and then I had the other one just set up with the outdoor stand on this table, and connection issues were non-existent. I actually had great connection in there. Speed tests were almost as fast as inside the house, so I think it's going to work out pretty well. All right, so we're back out here again. So again, this is one of the satellites. It's fairly big. I mean, it is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. We are going to end up mounting it right up top. Sorry, the sun's in the way. But right up top, right about here. That way it's going to stay above any sort of the vehicles. Over there, we're going to do the same thing. So again, that way kind of gets out of the way of the vehicles. The signal does seem to be fairly powerful, so I'm not too worried about the trees, but we are going to trim down some of the trees here. For what I understand, direct line of sight is the best way. There's a couple branches, probably about 3 or 4 of them we got to get rid of right here. That way we have real good direct line of sight, and then we'll be able to have a pretty good connection. So I will let you know the results as we go along. All right, so we are over here at the Sugar Shack. It's already coming through. We're going to be screwing the hole coming out right there. And the unit is going to be approximately right there. So we'll make the hole big enough so I can get the cord through. After we get the cord through, then we'll use some spray foam to kind of clean up the area and then reseal it, because with how big the connector is for the power, you actually have to drill a pretty big hole. I'll ask my dad exactly what size, but I want to say it's a little more than an inch. To fit it through. I want to say it was like 1.25 inches, but I will find out exactly what size hole saw we're using. In case you're looking for any maple syrup, it's bashardssugarhouse.com. Little plug. And this is the connector we're trying to make space for. How big is that hole saw, Dad?
1 3/8.
It's 1 3/8. So going up, you got the first hole right there, and then we'll just run the cord straight across, and we happen to have some outlets right here, so pretty straightforward to get power to it. The cord itself is about, I'd say 8 to 10 feet long total, so it's fairly long, and then the big power adapter is towards the end, so you can mount it against the wall, kind of clean up everything. Put it through, tape it up, pull it through. Oh, yep, you're through, you're through. There we go. Push that long bit through. Good thing we have all the tools to do this. All right, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of packaging tape, tape it around the end of the bit coming through, and tape the end of the connector, and see if we're successful pulling it through or not. Let's find out. And it should. There we go. Perfect. So got it going through right there. Again, we're gonna run it across the top. I got a couple hooks, which I'll show you the hooks. Here we go. Bought just a couple generic hooks over at Walmart. That way we can kind of hang it, and voila, there we go. So my dad happens to be a carpenter and a contractor, so fortunately we got all the tools to do this stuff ourselves. Otherwise, you may have to pay someone to come over and do this kind of work. But like I said, for us it kind of worked out. So again, going from this building, the maple sugar house, all the way back to the house. Again, we're going to trim up a couple branches over there that we have better direct line of sight. Just centering the bracket. I'm going to test fit it, make sure we got enough room to clear the wiring up top, and then we're going to put a little board on top of it, because the way that module, the satellite, sits on the bracket, it literally just sits there, so we want to lock it in so no one can tamper with it.
That will work.
How's it look?
Put the board up there.
We have some of these extra boards hanging around that are already painted. We're going to put above it to cover the hole and lock it from anyone grabbing it. You didn't want a little higher so it covers the hole a little bit, or?
No, the board will cover the whole hole this way.
Hey, you're just going to have to leave a tiny bit of a gap for the cord, obviously.
I'm going to take the knife and gouge it a little bit.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And it'll cover the whole hole.
Yep.
It'll just cover it.
All right. Let's see here. So this right here is the little tamper-proof lock for the back side of the power cord that goes in. So we're able to screw that down there after, so it holds the power cord in so no one can disconnect it. So I've decided against using the little tamper-proof. This is really designed to use if you use the, there's like a table mount. So the table mount, I'll show you when we go back over to the other side. If you want to leave that outside, like just on the actual mount, on the table mount itself, so you didn't actually mount it on the wall, you just left it outside for wherever you want it. You put that in so no one can unplug it if you happen to have it, like for instance, around the backyard, like around a pool or barbecue area, and you want to actually mount it up on a wall. You just ran a lead cord or whatever. This holds the power cable in, just goes over the edge of it. There's a tiny little hole there, and there is a screw, and then it screws right in right there. So this is the actual table mount I was talking about. It screws on the back, so you can just set it down there. And then there's actually a lock, here's the lock, that hooks onto the top right here. So if you were just set it on an end table or wherever, you can actually have it so this mount kind of locks on there, and then you can lock the power cord in right there. That way no one can really tamper with it. When this is up against the wall, mounted on the side of the building, it's really close. I mean, maybe if you got in there with a screwdriver, you really wanted to kind of get it unplugged, you could, but I don't think that's going to happen. Because I think I have a couple extra of those wood screws. You just use those if you want.
Yeah, it'll work.
Let me. There is one. And there's two. Perfect.
I need a ladder.
Okay, I'll grab it for you. So we got the hole there. We're going to spray foam it up. For now, we just got the wire running around. Got a surge protector on the other side. So now we got the unit right up top. Got the cord that covers it up. And this piece of wood actually completely covered the whole area where we drilled through. So, pretty simple installation. Again, as long as you have the tools and everything. So we got this Orbi over here, and we'll get the other one on the other side. So the issue we are having currently is that, sorry, I got the sun here. This is solid wood we're going through, plus the other wood on the inside and outside. I'm going to show you the hole where we're at so far. So that is where we're currently at. Only a couple inches in. It's actually still drilled on the circumference of it too, but that wood is still solid to get it out of there. Inside is looking very similar. The long bit got through fine, but then the hole saw to make the actual hole, again, we're just through a little bit. So we're going to see about getting an auger bit, which is basically one of those flat blade bits. I'll show you when he brings it over. So we can finally get this done. But here's one of the pieces of wood. I don't know where the second one is, but I've got one of these on each side currently right now. What kind of bit is that called? A Forester bit?
Right size and all.
Perfect. Fun. Step back. We got a couple branches out of the way. Got one little tree down there. Oh yeah, perfect. That's a good shot. Oh yeah, beautiful.
Perfect.
Cool. Zero mess too. Oh, I see. You're just notching it out, right?
Yeah.
The screws actually go around the opening pretty well.
Yeah. There. And still move it.
Cool. Oh, then grab the unit. Oh, grab that piece of plastic off top.
Should be able to slide that piece right in there. That 2-inch on top.
Yeah. Perfect. And it's got plenty of room from the overhang right there too.
There, now spray from there.
So what we're gonna do, take 2 screws, just put the power supply up into the wall right there so it doesn't move around.
So a little piece of wood there to hold the unit in so it can't be taken off the bracket.
So for right now, got the AC 3000. Then we have the two external units. So this is the RBR50, and we have an RBS50 inside the house. And outside, got the cable coming through right over there. Now we ran a power cable all the way around above the door and down to where we had a connection point. Got one of the external units right up here, and it's firing directly back to the sugar shack. Had my dad cut down some of the trees over here so we have a little better direct line of sight. And from the two houses, although I haven't measured it out exactly, I'm gonna say it's approximately, it's gotta be 300 feet, 280 to 300 feet, right in that area from satellite to satellite. And right onto the other satellite right here. So that satellite, straight on. Do a quick little zoom. Yeah, right over there on the edge. Let's get the Orbi app going. And we'll run a quick speed test. For reference, inside, these were pretty much exact same speeds. I think we were getting 12 megs upload and download. Honestly, it's almost as fast here as it is right there, like literally off by a meg or two. They have 150 down and 10 up is what their actual contract is being paid for. So it's pretty respectable, especially for that amount of distance. And this is without a satellite right now.